So what about the lawsuit against the Tezos Foundation? Hi, my name is Phil Champagne of Hayek Lab, and this is Tez Minute. So what about that lawsuit? Now, that lawsuit against Tezos Foundation was filed 3 months after the ICO/fundraiser that occurred in July of 2017. Now, the complaint was that Tezos is a security, and it should have been filed within the SEC. And if that was the case, then only accredited investors would have been able to invest. And therefore, is the guy who actually filed the lawsuit, is he an accredited investor? If so, what's the point? Because if he's an accredited investor, he would have been able to invest in the first place anyway. No difference. The only difference is less people would have been able to invest with him. So is it a selfish perspective where you only wanted to be less people to invest in Tezos initially? Or the other option is he's not an accredited investor. And as such, he's complaining that he was allowed to invest or to participate in a fundraiser. So how would someone complain about a right that he has? So I should not have that right, that is a little bit weird. So the SEC, in my perspective, it's just bring a false sense of security with those restrictions in the land of the free, home of the brave, in the sense that we had Bernie Madoff and the Enron, we had all those things, the fraud still happen, issues still happens. It's just the fact that people think the SEC is there to watch for those. It lowers their sense of preservation, and it gives them a false sense of security. So I think it brings more. It's more harmful. It costs more for businesses to participate and raise funds for IPOs and all that. It's really expensive. So, and there's a big cut that is taken by Wall Street firms that are involved in those IPOs and so on. So is one of the things they're looking for is reimbursement. So, I mean, give me a break. If you want to be reimbursed, all you have to do actually right now is drop the lawsuit. The price will raise by 20-30% on that news, and then go on an exchange and sell them. And they'll make a profit because they bought at an equivalent of 40 cents per Tez at the time of the fundraiser. So now they end up with a profit, so they can't be complaining about a profit. I mean, that doesn't make sense. So I think there's more likely there's a hidden agenda overall behind this. One of the possible cases, the law firm behind that, they're colluding with this guy who's doing the lawsuit, because they're going to take what? Typically, law firms take a 30% cut. So the $200 million that was in fundraiser, which is more today, they'll get 30%, and everybody else will get the rest. So actually, I prefer, that we just, at the price that it is right now, we'll already have way more money than having a cut of 30%. We'll make a profit of 30% if actually the lawsuit was dropped. The other possibility is that the Wall Street firms don't like those fundraisers, ICOs, and all that, because they're not, and with cryptocurrencies changing, revolutionizing the landscape and financials landscape, is actually shaking them up, and they're not involved in that $200 million that fundraiser of Tezos. They didn't get anything at all, barely anything. Normally, they get a big cut. They have insider information. They have privileged information, and so right now, off the bat, they're not involved with those things. So, is it also likely there was some sort of Wall Street firms that are involved in pushing for this thing, so that it slows down and opens up the door for regulations towards the SEC being more involved with any kind of future ICOs? That's another possible hidden agenda behind all that. I do not believe that it's about the pure context of what it is filed for. It doesn't make sense. It's really... So these are ridiculous. So I hope that we answered pretty much everything that is in regards to this. And so take care and happy investing.